Joining us now on the Notre Dame video hotline from her home in New Jersey is Martha MacCallum, host of Fox News Channel show The Story with Martha MacCallum. She also happens to be a Notre Dame parent. Martha, welcome to the show.
Hi, Dane. Great to be with you.
Thanks so much. Martha, tell us about your connection to Notre Dame. Obviously, you're a parent.
I am. I'm a Notre Dame parent. My son is a sophomore, and it's just been extraordinary becoming part of the Notre Dame family. It's been a great experience for all of us, and we've been spending as much time there as we can.
That's so great to hear. Now, I know you're a big fan of the Patriots. Are you also a Fighting Irish fan?
Oh, absolutely. I am absolutely a huge Fighting Irish fan. In fact, my son is a walk-on. He walked on as a sophomore. So we try to get to as many games as we can, and we hope to do the same next season. So it's just been a really incredible experience for him being part of the team. He just loves being part of the Fighting Irish and the enthusiasm. And it's so great to sort of get a sense from these young men. And I love watching Josh Adams just a little while ago. And we watched all of the draft this week with great interest and seeing these players that get picked up, Julian Love going to the Giants, and Drew Tranquill going to the Chargers, and all of the other great players who are finding a spot in the NFL. It's just really so inspiring to see these great young men finding their way in the world after their great experience with the Fighting Irish.
Absolutely, that is so true. Now, as a parent, what has Notre Dame meant to you and your family?
Well, I mean, it's the combination of just an incredible academic experience with such a strong Catholic faith-based university, I think is really a unique model. And we're thrilled for our son that he has that experience. He and his friends all go to mass every Sunday together, and I just think that solidarity is so strong and so important in maintaining your faith. So that's a wonderful aspect for all of it, for him and for us as well. And I just love being on campus. Every time I'm there, I try to go for a morning run around the lakes and end up at the grotto and spend some time there. And it's just a very inspiring place to be a part of. And I have to say, watching Notre Dame Day over the past hour and seeing these performers and the talent in the theater programs there as well, and the voices on the folks who just did the Pirates of Penzance is incredible. And I just think that there's so much enthusiasm across the board, whether it's in the arts and theater and sports and athletics and academics at Notre Dame. It's a truly special place.
They're incredibly talented, incredibly smart. It is just absolutely incredible. Now, let's talk about your TV career for a minute. What was your path to where you are today, working for Fox News and hosting your own show?
Yeah, I started in financial news way back at CNBC. I began with the Wall Street Journal as a print reporter, and from there I became, just an entry level person on a Wall Street Journal report, which was a weekend show. So I got into business news that way, producing and researching and writing scripts for other reporters who were in the field and doing a lot of producing work. And then I went to CNBC, and I was a live reporter from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange for several years there. And that was a great experience. And I also, I was at CNBC all through 9/11. I produced a show and anchored an evening show at CNBC for 6 or 7 years. And then I went over to Fox, and I've been there for about 14 years. And when I went to Fox, I've really switched over primarily into political coverage. So I've covered 4 presidential elections cycles, which is an extraordinary experience, and interviewed a lot of amazing people along the way and seen a lot of history. I think that's the greatest part of the work that we do, is that you really have a front row to history, which is something that I've always been deeply interested in. So it's just a great experience on that front.
So true. A lot of hard work, but a lot of fun. Now, if you had to get one more interview, if you only had one more to get, who would you get?
Well, I've interviewed several presidents and first ladies, and I've been part of coverage for, royal events. I've been part of coverage for the Pope, the papal process, papal funerals for John Paul II. So those have been pretty extraordinary. When I think about people that I would like to interview, you mentioned that I'm a Patriots fan. I would love to sit down with Tom Brady. I always remember the interview that he did way back on 60 Minutes with Steve Kroft. And I think he's a really interesting person to sort of get into the brain of, because he's obviously an extraordinary athlete and a very smart guy. And he's a broad thinker. So I would love to sit down and talk with him. He would definitely be on my list.
Martha, that is so great. Good luck getting that interview. You probably will, actually.
I'd also like to talk to Pete Buttigieg, the mayor of South Bend, who is on the list. He's running as a Democrat for president of the United States, so he's also on my list right now.
And you said his name perfectly. Martha, it has been such a pleasure chatting with you today. Thank you
Thanks,
so
Dave.
much for joining us.
Happy Notre Dame Day.